Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you can solve this puzzle, you are at least a 1000 plus rated player. We are continuing in our series. This is puzzle number 7. It is white to play. Pause the video now. Okay, as always, I want these puzzle videos to be educational and informative. Otherwise, you could solve 1561 puzzles on your own. So what I want to do, guys, is before I show you the solution, I want to take you through a series of 3 brief drills to improve your vision, tactical recognition that will help you solving puzzles like this. If you care nothing about that and you want to go straight to the solution, no problem. You can fast forward to the next break in the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 different puzzle positions on the board, but I don't want you to solve them. Okay, don't try to solve it. You can do that on your own. All I want you to do is count the total number of checks. Okay, so it's white to play. How many checks does white have in this position? Pause the video now. Okay, so how many did you come up with? We have 5 total checks. We have 1 check with the rook, and we have 4 checks with the queen. 1, 2, 3, 4. For a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. No checks with the pawn, bishop, or the knight, of course. Okay, so, and you might look at this and say, well, what's the point of thinking about these checks? I mean, literally all 5 of these queen moves are terrible. And in this particular position, you're right. Queen goes here, bishop takes, queen goes there, pawn takes, queen takes h7, king takes. But you have to get into that mindset. You've heard me say it before, and I'll go to my grave saying this. In chess, you have to consider every single move, every capture, every check, no matter how crazy it seems, because yeah, maybe we lose our queen, but what's the follow-up, right? And I kid you not, guys, I started working with a new client about a week and a half ago, and he told me that his puzzle rating was 900. I taught him this drill of not trying to solve, just count the total number of checks. And within 5 days, no joke, his puzzle rating went from 900 to 1800. It doubled in a week just from counting the checks. Trust me, I promise it'll help. All right, let's look at the next position here. Again, only counting the checks. White to play, pause the video. All right. How many did you find? We have 6. Taking each piece one at a time, we have 2 checks with the knight, 1 check with the light squared bishop. With the queen, we have 1, 2, 3. Of course, no checks with the dark bishop, the 2 rooks, or any of the pawns. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this next one's a little bit trickier. Take your time. How many total checks does white have in this position? Okay, me play joke. And on to the last one here. It is black to play. Pause the video now. How many total checks? All right, guys, did you find them all? If you've never done this drill and you're kind of new to chess or you're below 1,000, you might not get them all. We have 8 total checks. And it's amazing when I do this drill with some of my newer clients because they'll say, I see 3 checks. And I'll say, oh, actually, we have 7. And they'll go, what? Yeah, it's like the light bulb goes off. So forgive the teacher coming out of me. If you didn't get any of these 3, if you got none of them or only maybe 1 or 2, then your homework is to start working on this in your own puzzles. Don't try to solve it, just count. So with the rook, we have 1 check on b3. With the queen, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the rook for a total of 8. Okay, so if you're struggling, you're like, man, I missed like 3 or 4 of these. Okay, so what I do when I'm doing this drill on my own puzzles is I think about straight lines, especially with the queen, right? Because she can get to so many different squares. So let's look at all the different straight lines. Okay, this diagonal, we have no checks. This diagonal, we have a check here and here. Okay, what about the vertical files? What about the C file? And the C file, I have a check here and here. What about the B file? B file, we're not going to count the same square twice. I have 2 additional checks on the B file. What about the D file? Okay, I have a check on D5. What about the horizontal 6th rank? No additional checks there. 5th rank, no additional checks there. 4th rank, no additional checks there. So that's a good way to start kind of thinking about how you want to count all the number of checks. And of course, we have the 8th one with the rook. Okay, so let's go back to the original puzzle. If you went through those 3 drills, I'm going to give you a second chance at it if you weren't sure how to solve this puzzle. Again, white to play, pause the video. Okay, hopefully some of you guys are nodding your head like, oh, okay, now I see it, right? How many checks does white have in this position? We have 2. Okay, and this move, there's one, but queen takes, rook takes, bishop takes, probably not any follow-up here. Oh man, this move is gonna hurt. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Queen takes e5, bam. Brilliancy. Oh man, that hurt. That might even hurt worse than okay, maybe not. That actually does look pretty rough, right? You might say, well, wait a minute. You know, what black can just take? Well, if they take with the F pawn, do we have any checks? Yes, we do. Bishop G5.
Game over.
That's mate. The black king can't go anywhere. If they block with the bishop, we just take. And what happens if black takes with the D pawn? Do we have any checks? You betcha. Bishop C5.
Game over.
Wow, what a cool puzzle, right? And I picked this puzzle for two reasons. Number one, I wanted to hammer home that point of counting the checks, but also to illustrate the power of the two bishops. You might have heard this phrase, the bishop pair. Very, very strong. You typically don't want to give up your bishops for knights. When I've watched the grandmasters for 20 years, they have no hesitation. They do not blink to bring these bishops all the way back to keep these guys pretty much at all costs. So these two bishops are very, very powerful to open up these diagonals. And if you are a lower rated player and you're thinking, nah, bro, I got no chance at seeing this queen sacrifice. If you do this drill, you will. Your vision will improve, puzzles improve, everything else will improve. So the two bishops and counting the checks, very, very strong. Hey, thanks for watching. If you think these videos are helpful and you would like me to continue posting them, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.